Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Money, Wine, and Cheese Club. My name is Sarah, and I am your host. And I'm here to talk about finance, personal finance, getting out of debt. I'm here to give you that boost if you need it to really get your personal finances in order. And if you're new here, welcome. And if you're coming back, welcome back. Today, I want to talk about lifestyle alignment. So, aligning our lifestyle with our money, with our personal finances. Okay. I know it's very hard to get out of that, but I let's not even talk about that right now. Let's just talk about knowing where we're at with our finances because that is like the first thing you need to do. And there's no use thinking, well, I want to get out of debt. I'm going to start to pay whatever amount if we don't really know if we can afford to do that, if we don't know where we're at. And it all starts with creating, yes, I'm going to say it, a budget. Okay. So you need a plan and you need especially to know where you're at when you're starting that plan. Okay. And you know, you need a budget. It's like wanting to lose weight or wanting to run a marathon. Whatever it is, you need a plan. And you can't just decide to ride a marathon if you don't know how long you can actually run without getting out of breath. You can't say you want to lose 20 pounds if you don't know how much you weigh, or you need that extra information. And for me at least, that was the hardest step to getting out of that in my case, because it was really bad, but I didn't even know how bad it was until I decided to create that budget. So that's kind of what I want to talk to you about, and how you can align that to your lifestyle. You have to decide what life you want to live. But can you really just know that without knowing how much money you have, how much money you're earning, how much money you're keeping, you're spending, where is it going? I keep talking about this and I write about it a lot on my blog. How do you know that you are being true to yourself and to your deepest dreams and wishes? It's by looking at where you're at. Because if you want to be a chef or a cook, but you don't spend any time in a kitchen trying, I don't even mean going to culinary school. I just mean cooking from scratch, starting, to get a feeling for what a kitchen is like, how recipes work, whatever it is. If you're always getting takeout and if you're eating out of your freezer, you don't want to be a cook or a chef. Sorry. Yeah. You're not aligning yourself and what you're doing today with your tomorrow, with where you want to go. So if you want to travel a lot and you're always saying, oh, I want to travel and I'm going to do whatever it takes, but you're constantly going out to dinner, or you're constantly buying clothes, and you are not putting that money aside so that you can travel. Uh, if you are not being intentional about it, it's not going to happen, right? So that's what I mean, aligning your life with your budget and where you want to go, because it's all together. It's like creating your dream life. You need a plan. You need to know what you want, and you need to know what steps you can take each day to make that happen. I hope I'm making sense. Um, for me, for a long time, it was getting out of debt. And then it was to leave my job, my work, and start my own business. Now, that took a while, but it was fast at the same time because once I've decided that, I really started to go in that direction. I knew I wanted to write about and talk about personal finance, getting out of debt, especially getting out of debt, because that's where I see a lot of people. How can I put this? A lot of people just not wanting to go there, and they that is preventing them from living their best life, because when you don't know where you're at, when you don't really know the situation you're in, you cannot be living your best life. It's just not possible, because in the back of your head, you're going to be thinking about, that little thing called personal finance, that little thing called credit cards that you are not paying at the end of the month. And that is going to prevent you from fully experiencing your life to the fullest. I know what I'm talking about. It's been my life, and some months it still is, because I decided to just go rogue and not be very intentional with my budget. So, getting back to leaving my job. So, when I decided I wanted to talk about personal finance, that I wanted to talk about my experience and how freeing it is to know where you are with your money and what steps you need to take next, be it paying credit cards off, be it not even that, be just know where you're going and putting your efforts towards that, like saving or traveling more, or living your best life every single day, because that also can happen. Maybe you do love, like me, going to a really nice restaurant. Maybe you do love getting your coffee, your gourmet coffee every single day. Well, you most certainly should have that. It's not only about saving, and it's not only about tomorrow, because for all we know, we might not have tomorrow, right? So it's about creating that life and really being able to live that life. And whatever it is, your situation, because not everybody, fortunately, not everybody is in debt and is having um, trouble paying their credit cards or whatever. But sometimes, and I know people that make good money, and they're doing okay, but they could be doing great financially, because they really don't know where their money is going, and it feels like they make a lot of money, they have great jobs, they love their jobs, they love their work, uh, but sometimes they that's what they tell me anyway, they have this feeling that they're just spending, and they really don't enjoy their life, or they're not really being intentional with what they are doing. So that would be like the first thing: create that budget so that you know where you're spending, so that you know that you can really align yourself with where you want to be tomorrow, if you will. Getting back again, because I get so worked up talking about this stuff, because I'm really passionate about it. But getting back to my situation, when I decided to leave my work, before I did that, I continued to work a lot, save some money, but I also started learning. I did coaching certifications. I joined a business group. I started my blog even when I was working. I started talking about it. I started putting on workshops and master classes, and I started creating um, budget worksheets. I started creating things around budgeting and around paying off debt, because again, that's what I speak most to. And when I was finally able to leave my job, I already had a few things in motion, and I was very confident that I I could do that, but I also that I was doing something that I've been working towards every day, even if it was a small thing, even if it was just posting something on social media about what I want to talk about, or something that was relevant at that moment. And that's what got me the confidence to start doing that, start leaving my job and just starting it. Now I've discovered other things like creating products that I sell on Amazon, you know, books, planners. I also coaching. I also write my blog. I have my podcast. And I really think it was by making that plan, by being intentional with what I was doing every single day, that got me to this place. And it's the same with money. It's the same, if you want to know how much you really need to live, you have to create a budget. And if you go and look at your bank statements, I know they don't have that anymore, but you have it on your phone. So you can just go back like 3 months and just see where you've been spending your money, because that is going to inform you if you are really doing what you say you want to do. If you want to buy a car, well, you need to put some money on the side. If you are always saying like, "Oh, my car is old, I need to change my car," yeah. But if you are spending everything that you're making without making the effort of putting 10 or 20 or 200 bucks aside a month for that car, it's not going to happen. And that's just, to me, that's what aligning your lifestyle with your money is. It's knowing that you want to live your best life every single day. So you are doing that. You are going to get your coffee, but you are being intentional in all areas of your life. And I know it doesn't work every single day or week or month, even. It doesn't for me. And I've been doing this for a long time. And sometimes I just think, yeah, I can just not look at my budget very closely. But believe it or not, when I don't do that now, I get very anxious, because I want to know where the money is going, where the money is coming from, and what we're doing with it. Okay. And there are months that we are just not intentional with our money, and I don't like it. Now, at the beginning, when I started budgeting to pay off debt, I would get very anxious when I would need, or I would spend like $5 that was not on the budget that I wasn't supposed. I felt trapped by it. I got anxious because um, I felt bad about spending those $5. But I quickly realized that that's not what a budget is supposed to do. You're not supposed to get stressed out. You're supposed to feel free when you have a budget. You're supposed to spend money on yourself. Okay, sometimes it's $5, sometimes you don't even have those $5, but you have to be okay if that happens and just move on. Just because you spend $10 on that coffee that you shouldn't have bought doesn't mean that everything is lost, that you're not going to continue doing your budget, and that you'll forget it until next month. No, that happened. Well, just it happened. Move on. Continue your month like that little bump didn't happen. That's it. There's no need to be stressed about it. There's no need to, be mean to yourself about it, because we can be very mean to ourselves. Don't. You don't need to. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So just do your part. Do the part that you can. Control what you can, because most time we can't really control anything, but you can control your thoughts. You can control how you're looking at your lifestyle, how you're looking at your budget. And I think that the most important thing is that slowly but surely you are aligning that lifestyle with, your budget. And for many people, for me, for example, when it comes to clothes, let's say, I like good clothes. So if I have a coat, I'm probably going to spend a little bit more money on a coat or on a pair of boots than I'm going to spend on a t-shirt. I'm sorry. I don't like t-shirts with logos, so I'm not going to be paying to have some kind of brand across my t-shirt. No. So I wear very plain t-shirts, black, white, red, whatever, but just very plain t-shirts. So I'm not going to spend a lot of money on them. If I want uh, a sweater, if I really like a sweater that I know I'm going to wear a few years, I'll spend more on it. But if it's something that it's, you know, summery, and if it's something I think I like, but I'll probably get tired of it, I'm not going to spend a lot of money on it. And just with everything in life, like with food, for example, if you like to cook or eat organic, awesome, just do that, but be intentional and know that some other area of your lifestyle, like your clothes, is going to have its budget cut down because organic is more expensive than non-organic food, right? Where you shop, if you decide to shop at a brand store like a Whole Food store, you're probably going to spend a little bit more than if you choose to shop at Aldi. Whatever you decide to do, it's okay because it's you, it's your life, it's your budget. You decide, but be okay with it. Be okay that you're good with cutting on food to have a nice car. Be good, cut on the car you drive so that you can eat better. It's not right or wrong. Don't let anybody tell you that you shouldn't do that. No, but be intentional about it. So you like traveling. So be okay with not going out with your friends every single Friday night. Just say, no, well, it's more important to me to go on this trip. It's more important to me to do whatever it is that it is more important to you. And just do that. Be okay with it. Just be comfortable doing that, because once you decide, once you know, it becomes a lot easier to create that budget and to stick to that budget. Well, I think that's all I have for you today. I don't want to just keep on hammering this, but it is important that, like when you go out on your own and you start your own business, so every business coach is going to ask you what's your why. Or when you want to lose weight, everybody's going to ask you what's your why. Well, with your budget, it's the same thing. What's your why? Why do you want? Is it the freedom? I want a budget because it's freeing for me. For you, it might be that you want to travel or that you want to save money, because it's okay if you want to save as well. Just don't become like an extreme, whatever. It's the extremes that freak me out. So think about it and slowly start looking at that budget, and only you can decide what's more important to you and why it's important to you that you should have your personal finances organized. I think everybody should, but again, it's going to be easier if you can pinpoint why it is important to you. Well, I hope that helped you. I hope that you think about it at least, and let me know. Are you a budgeting person or not really? Are you just starting out? Have you been doing this for a while? Let me know. I'd really like to know. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.